Well, usually I go to the Mixer and Twitch. Is it like okay? So yeah, so go to live stream, right there, the pink button, big giant pink button. Yeah. So okay, we can see us working.
Hi, Mixer.
And then you can check YouTube and Twitch to make sure. YouTube is usually the one that takes the longest to get up and running. Okay,
Twitch
looks like
is
Twitch is
live.
working.
And then YouTube.
Oh yeah,
Live.
YouTube's working too.
Wow, we're up on all of these.
All three platforms. So yeah, we're hello everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Is it this? Yes, it's that camera. Okay,
Oh.
cool. So yeah, we're actually streaming to 3 different platforms today. Hopefully you'll be able to see all of your chat messages popping up from all 3 places. We got Florian over on YouTube. We got Zenocidal Angel on Mixer. And we got Diablo Lurker on, yeah. Okay, so people on all 3 platforms are able to see us. That's cool. I should turn down the volume on this. Just to make sure that nobody is hearing it through our microphones.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Garlic Burp. You're the only person who's going to use gorgeous when describing what people are seeing on screen right now.
So we're going to do a little bit of role reversal today. Brant is going to be the host and in charge and control.
I'm driving. Wahaha, we're all dead. Dead.
I'm going to be... Wah! I'm going to be fumbling with this controller over here and trying to control the game. So we're both doing the things that we are least capable of doing.
That's right. So when inevitably I press the wrong buttons and camera angles are wrong, it's my fault today because I don't know what I'm doing.
And I'm probably going to get more characters killed today than people usually do. Because
It's about time you killed your own characters, Jeffrey.
Instead of just blaming other
Yes.
people for my problems.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we got tons of people joining us, and so
Sarkoth, hi.
special welcome to our YouTube people because this is the first time we've done a real stream to YouTube.
That's right.
So
Hello, YouTube.
normally we do this on Twitch and Mixer and then put it on YouTube later, but I'm glad you guys can join us live. Swag Gaming, no, you're not gonna be the moderator.
I do like the fact that now we can annoy another stream of people live.
Yeah, no, this will be great. The more people we can annoy, the better.
Yeah, I mean, we started on Twitch, and that was, I mean, we were annoying a few people there, and then Mixer, and now we've got all 3. I feel like we've hit the trifecta.
Yeah, the next, so it costs money. Using Restream, it costs money for us to stream to Facebook, but that would probably be the next place we'd go if we wanted to give that a try. But we'll stick with these 3 for now. But if we really want to annoy everybody, we could get it on Facebook.
Okay. I mean, I like the idea of annoying as many people as possible, Jeffrey.
So, Mr. Dart has joined us.
Dart!
Sailor Wolf's here. Sebastian Lopez is here.
Han Solo Dolo.
You're welcome, Sebastian. Yeah, no, it was mostly, I guess we could have been going to YouTube this whole time. The problem is we only have like 1 or 2 people to moderate the chat and and funnel questions to us via our internal Slack. And so going on more than 2 platforms at once was just going to be overwhelming. But now that we're using Restream and we've got this combined chat that we can follow all at once, it might be a little bit easier. So we're going to do kind of a simple stream today. Not try to do anything too complicated. No giveaways. Sorry about that. But we're just going to try to keep things simple just so that we can make sure that we're doing this right. And then later on we'll see if we can make things even more complicated.
There's P1, Matthew Slack. I mean, there's going to be too many people to call out when the stream's here. But
luckily, you guys can see your own. Where is it? There. That way. You guys can see your own names over there. So it's like an acknowledgement.
Over there.
Over there. Yes, exactly.
Right,
right in my eye. Right in my eye. So today we're going to be, once we get to the real stream, which is like 14 minutes from now, we're going to be talking about patch 4.2, which just dropped. And finally, this one was a long time coming. Like it's actually been mostly in the bag for a few weeks, but we really wanted to make sure that we were putting our best possible attempt into solving the audio bug. And so we waited as long as we could to try to get the best possible fix to that guy. And so hopefully we won't see it on this stream.
God.
Or at least if we do, then we'll know we didn't fix it. But we're doing our absolute best. So, but yeah, so it's weird though because like I keep spending so much time playing the version of the game we're working on now here, which is even further ahead than 4.2. And so I almost keep forgetting what's in and what's not. Like what's actually out in the wild and what we've just got here.
Wait, are we gonna the rideable unicorns, right?
Yes,
oh no, that's not in this patch.
That's not in this patch. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, we weren't supposed to talk about the rideable unicorns.
Not confirmed.
Yeah,
Not
no.
confirmed.
And neither the unicorn projectiles either. Where we could just fire unicorns at zombies. Horn first.
We should probably not talk about that yet.
Yeah, probably not.
So, anyways,
So, yeah,
that's
hey,
the end of
people.
the stream. You guys have a great day.
We ran out of adorable things to say,
Yes.
so that's it. Oh, Jamming says loves the game and the team. Studying to be a game dev. Would love to join Undead someday. Well, we'll definitely we're going to be growing as time goes on. So maybe there'll be an opportunity.
Become an industry-leading graphics programmer, please.
Yes, exactly. That's what we're looking for. Oh man! Now we put chum in the water. Now people want their unicorns.
Well, who doesn't want their unicorns? In fact, you said water and unicorn, which then describes my favorite animal, the narwhal.
The narwhal. So Susan, our UX designer, she makes narwhal pins as a side business.
Oh, I have a narwhal plushie made by Susan.
Oh, she does plushies too?
For people she likes.
Oh. So yeah, no, my oldest daughter absolutely loves narwhals. That's like her thing. So
You should go talk to Susan.
I should find out. I did not know about the plushies, so I'll have to find out
In
about the narwhal
fact,
plushies.
the stuff that Susan makes is also amazing. We should just have her on our channel just to,
just to show off her
show
stuff.
off her stuff because it's so great.
Does she have an Etsy or something?
Oh, of course.
We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Next time she's on, we'll have to make sure we hype her stuff.
she's not content with being like fantastically creative in her job. She has to go
Yeah.
home and be even more fantastically creative.
Yeah. Hey there, Mon Prince. Thanks for joining us.
Mon Prince.
Oh, and P1's here too.
Who's that guy? P1, thank you for all of your tweets, your constant hyping of our game for us. We've decided to eliminate our marketing department and just have you do it for us. That again is also. Whoa! Hey there.
P1 asked for the puppet. I think he probably meant the Brant puppet.
No, God. It just brings back such bad memories. I'll get it.
So now I've got a new co-host. Oh, Matthew Sly. I just noticed this guy named Matthew Sly watching us on YouTube. Holy cow. Oh, what's going on? Some kind of fight.
Okay, here's my. And yes, it has a coconut bra and a grass skirt.
Just trying for a realistic depiction of Brant in his
This
day-to-day
is,
life.
yeah, I mean, I have to actually. This is what I'm wearing now is kind of a weird.
He's kind of dressing up, yeah.
I am dressing up. I need to mention that these puppets were made for both of us by the amazing Bitter Mercy, another fantastically creative person and a dear friend. Yeah, I believe I commissioned the Jeffrey puppet from her when you
Yes.
were gone for
Like 2 weeks, and
2 weeks, and we were running the show without you, and so we had to have the Jeffrey puppet in there.
Yeah, that was great.
It was probably one of our better shows.
Yeah, no, it really was. I think was that the same one where you had James in here as old lady, whatever.
Old Mother Fudder.
Old Mother Fudder.
Old Mother Fudder. And I was just talking about this out, trying to get Grace to come in and be a guest, and I told her that we could treat her much like we treated Nico when he came in. We made him play the game after hitting him in the face with a pie.
I forgot about that. I was actually driving. I think I was driving from Nevada to Arizona at the time that was going on.
Didn't you sporadically? Weren't you able to get like
Just a little bit of service on the
and you'd
freeway.
send
Yeah.
us a random message here and there? So that was fun.
Oh, I'm the best shot.
Oh, does this thing
Get off me. Yeah, so it looks like yes, the place where we can type messages into the chat, you also get a preview of the chat.
Okay.
And but it's the boxes are so huge, it's only for people who have very, very slow, small chats. Like we've got so many people in our chat that view is probably gonna be useless. Hey, come back here. Hey, monster, come Come in here. There you go. Nice. Okay.
Wow. We've got
all these little subtle differences between the game that we're playing here and the game that we've got at the office. I just noticed one that I can't talk about.
Sorry,
Asgard
guys,
wants.
I'm still trying to learn how to use all this stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. You should guys keep in mind how completely unprofessional this stream is when I'm running the show, so that you can have some tolerance for Brant. it's actually I already completely screw it up almost every time.
Step 2, find useful stuff.
So this place was an infestation. The difference between you and me is actually gonna be pretty minor, even if you completely screw this up. So I think I just oh, there's still zombies coming. Oh
Already
man,
got all I can handle.
let's deal with these guys first. So we're going to start the stream in like 7 minutes, so thanks for joining us, everybody, and for your patience waiting for the proper stream to start. The plan is we're going to talk about some of the changes that came with patch 4.2. It's kind of a small patch, but it's an important one. And then we're planning on getting into the origins of some of our achievements.
Yes.
People ask us about that a lot, but we never actually have comprehensively gone through and explained where a lot of these ideas came from. So we're going to do that a little bit.
So I've been seeing questions about new maps, new weapons. Are there going to be? And we're not talking about anything like that. If and when we produce new content like that, that'll be a big announcement. We'll definitely
Probably do a whole stream about it.
make sure people know about it. But we can't talk about stuff that we are or are not planning right now. So
yeah. Once we get started proper, make sure you got Slack open so that Megan can call stuff out to us. Yeah, look. Megan is testing out the YouTube chat, making sure that she's up on all 3 of our chats.
okay,
It's gonna be a challenge.
So I should have this one open when we're.
Yeah. So that she can call out specific.
Okay. I'm just gonna leave
People
that
do.
one open then.
That's usually what I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, I just noticed another difference between the game that we've got here at the office and the one that's in the wild. So many little things. Next, we're gonna be talking about patch 4.2, but there's still more support coming in the future.
That's right. One thing we've always promised to do and are trying to do right now is continually make the game better.
Yeah.
So.
So Elmar wants to know if we're playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm definitely planning on. Get away from me, zombie! I'm planning on playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I just 100%ed Spider-Man, and I'm running around in my spider undies.
There's only one game I've pre-ordered in the last 2 years, and it's Red Dead Redemption 2. Because Red Dead Redemption is my favorite game of all time. So, I mean, besides
That makes sense
State
then.
of Decay.
Yeah, of course, besides State of Decay, obviously.
But, Red Dead, man.
Yeah, no, Red Dead's crazy. Like, just everything that Rockstar does is insane. Like,
Yeah.
they usually it's like 9 games in one package.
If not more.
Yeah. Right now, I've just started playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is also really impressive. There's so many big open world games coming out these days. It's just they're all coming at once, and we try to stay up on all of this stuff so that we know what's out there, so that we can be aware of like what the standards are, what people expect, what good ideas have come out of all these other games, and but it's hard to keep up with it, especially when they all arrive at the same time.
So Wicked MMA, Microsoft always owned the IP, the State of Decay IP. So we're just happy that now that we're a part of, the Microsoft group, that we will have the resources and ability to really push this going forward.
Yeah.
Where? I don't know, because we're still supporting State of Decay 2 at this point. And,
Yeah. We haven't really made decisions yet about exactly what's going to be coming after State of Decay 2.
Yeah.
We just know, the plan is for there to be more State of Decay in the future and for it to be awesome. So that's a very rough plan. That's good. I think one thing we'll have is the resources to be able to sort of take our time and get it right, which is going to be it's a luxury that not a lot of people get, and having the resources of a company like Microsoft behind you is a really good way to make that happen.
Matthew Sly, sorry you have to leave, my friend. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yay, plague samples. So we're 3 minutes out from the proper stream starting.
It's locked. Could I be any louder?
So I got time to probably loot one more building and get back home. Ooh, generator. Oh no!
Guess that didn't bring
Made a bunch of noise.
Xenocidal Angel. Working with Microsoft, I've done it at 2 different companies on 3 different projects, and they're a great partner to have. I mean, honestly, when you're a third-party studio, it's great because Microsoft, has money, or first party as well. There's always challenges with any relationship, but now we've made it so that we've minimized a lot of those challenges by becoming part of Microsoft.
Yeah.
And what that guarantees is that we will be able to concentrate on State of Decay. Some studios have to, walk away from that stuff, but we are in a great position to be able to continue to work on this game of ours. So.
Yeah, I think it's been a labor of love, for you for what, over 10 years now?
Let's see, Doug and I pitched this game to Jeff 12 years ago.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So this game's almost as old as my kid, my youngest.
Oh, that's great. 12 years. This game's as old as my oldest. I wasn't here for the beginning of it. I was, I joined around the time that my youngest was born, but still. Or I guess a little before. I was between children when I joined the studio. Wait, where am I
Sarkoff,
going?
don't ever apologize about wanting to play other games, man. We play other games all the time. We're just happy that that you're part of our community and taking time to hang out with us. We love hanging out with you guys. If this was all a big room, it would be awesome. We could all hang out, but we have to do it virtually instead. But yeah, man, Jeffrey plays a different game every day.
I tried to. I think I've been slacking lately, just because it's not. I couldn't call it slacking really, just because the reason I haven't been streaming in my own channel very much is just because I've had so much to do here. We've got a lot of work continuing to support this game, and it takes a lot of my attention. So. But I'm hoping that that at some point we'll hit sort of a we're at a crest right now. Hopefully we'll hit an ebb, and we'll be able to I'll be able to stream my own channel a little bit more often. Anyway, it's 1 o'clock. Do we want to get started?
Okay.
So usually I switch over to the pre-show mode down there, and then we're quiet for a second, and then we come back with.
Do we
camera
really
host.
have to be quiet?
We don't actually.
What are we being silent for?
It makes it a little bit easier to edit if we have at least a moment of silence before you click camera host.
Understood. Hello! Sorry, that was really loud.
That's okay. And it looks like we're looking at this camera, so hi there.
Welcome, everybody. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
Let's do the host camera. Hi. Welcome to our living room.
So yeah, we're doing a little bit of a role reversal here. Brand is the host today. I'm the guest.
I obviously don't know what I'm doing.
No,
I'm going to switch over to guest cam because that's...
Hello there. I'm Jeffrey. And we're a couple of professionals,
Yeah.
and we're running the stream. So the big news is that patch 4.2 just went live.
Patch 4.2. It's, get it. What are you doing here? No,
Yeah.
stay here.
Watch our stream.
Watch our stream.
And then go play the game and check out patch 4.2.
That's right.
And so we're going to be talking about a couple things today. We're talking about patch 4.2, and we're going to be going through the achievements in the game and talking a little bit about sort of where the ideas for a lot of them came from.
And Jeffrey will be doing most of that talking because he's the psycho who came up with a lot of the references this time. So
Yeah, me and a lot of Googling was what resulted in our achievements.
all right, so I'm going to switch to this as
Yes.
we run around.
And then, so you've got a list of the patch notes,
Yes.
at least the important ones. There's a bunch of little ones, but we're not going to spend all of our time on those, but we'll probably go through a few of the big highlights of patch 4.2, starting with one that people have been asking for a really long time.
Yeah, but first, I'm going to say welcome to everyone on Twitch, on Mixer, and today's our first day streaming live on YouTube.
Yep.
And welcome to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And Jeffrey is playing today, which is a role reversal.
Yeah, it's kind of unusual.
I don't know what the over/under on player deaths that you're gonna witness today is, but I guarantee it's gonna be less than when moi.
No, I probably I don't know. You had no deaths this past time, which was pretty impressive. Normally, when we get guests in here, they at least kill one of my characters, but this past time you didn't kill any, which was pretty amazing.
That's right. You can, I'm available for babysitting too.
Yeah, that's why you're paid the big bucks. So patch 4.2.
It looks like Megan has posted the patch notes as well. There's links to those, but we'll go through. I'll start off with the biggie, the number one. One of the most difficult bugs we've run into in a very long time is that audio blowout bug that killed everybody's ears.
Yeah, especially if you were playing with headphones. It would deafen you, and then all the sound would go away forever.
And we have been doggedly trying to track this thing down. It's a very hard bug to reproduce in a way that we can
diagnose it.
Yeah, that we can diagnose. I mean, it happens, but it's very difficult it was very difficult to figure out exactly what series of things had to happen, what switches had to be switched inside the program to affect that. And we're confident that we've addressed everything we can possibly find. I can't say this bug was so difficult that we can't say for certain that we've hit it 100%.
Yeah.
But and of course we are asking for your guys' feedback on that if you run into it after you get 4.2. But it's been big on our minds. We've dedicated a lot of time to tracking it down and diagnosing and fixing that problem. So after you get 4.2, if you run into it, please let us know. But we're hoping that we've put that one to bed.
Yeah, you guys remember a couple of weeks ago when Jawafawa was our guest here. One of the reasons he was in the office, aside from being on the stream, was he had actually collected some solid repro steps so that we could actually make the bug happen at will and test out what was going on. And so that was a huge step forward for us in finding the bug. And a lot of the information from that, that led us to finding the bug and reproducing it well enough that we could actually do what we feel like might be a real fix for it. That came a lot from feedback from the audience. So thank you guys so much for all of your help, telling us the circumstances under which you were seeing the bug and reporting to us when we thought we'd fixed it and it wasn't fixed. All those things made a huge difference to our ability to get it done. So hopefully it is done this time, but please let us know. Again, if the fix doesn't work, we want to know about it because we've got to get this thing fixed. If
Angel
it's not.
Rez wants Stoner Pack 420 for April 20th. Maybe, but it'll only be available in Washington and Colorado.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm kidding. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's see. So next on the patch 4.2 highlights, and these aren't all the things we fixed. A lot of them are so boring that they don't even, they don't even deserve a call out. But there was a lot of work, a lot of fixes that went in. Let's see. The Cargo Cult achievement is no longer free.
Yeah, so it was funny. I was looking when I was preparing for this this stream. I was looking at an achievement tracking website, to remind myself what all the achievements were and make sure that I remembered where all the names came from. But it was so funny because they always track, how frequent an achievement is, how common it is, and Cargo Cult was up at like 97% because basically all you had to do was like download Daybreak. And you got it immediately. Like, that was all you had to do. If even that, maybe you even just had to start the game and you would just get it for free. So that was an accident. And now you actually have to build the Clio Relay in order to get it.
That's sort of like getting 5 points on a test for writing your name.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Which is why I ended up getting a lot of 5-point scores on tests over the years.
Yeah, I was actually very impressed at how well you wrote your name on the OBS.
I spelled it
stuff
right
today.
the first time.
It was pretty impressive, yeah.
I practiced for a long time, by the way, so I was nervous. All right, let's see. Next, we fixed some broken Red Talon skills.
Oh, yeah.
Tactics now opens doors stealthily, and heroism now does standing executions.
So actually, you know what I should do? Well, actually, so where,
Do you
I
have a
forgot-
Red Talon character?
I don't, but I can get one. I think I can afford one right now. But I just wanted to remind myself, where is the storage in this base? It's over there, down there. Okay.
This is one of my favorite bases, by the way. I love this base.
Oh, that's a secret. I'm all turned around backwards. Storage over here.
Yes.
There we go. Storage. I'm going to withdraw a food rucksack because some people ask me for food, and I'm a nice person. But then right after we deal with that, let's call in a Red Talon person and see if we get those skills. Now, if we don't get... So the skills that got fixes were tactics and heroism. So if we don't get tactics and heroism, we might not be able to show that they work on this stream, but we'll do our best. So I'm going to return to Jen with a rucksack of food.
Oh, here's a good one.
Yeah.
You can no longer place the Red Talon watchtower and have it like blocked. So apparently,
It was like rotated wrong or something?
yeah, there
or?
were some rotations. I think they fixed that. I haven't even. I don't think I've even unlocked the Red Talon watchtower yet. So I haven't had a chance to play.
But it was possible to place it in such a way that you couldn't actually get up inside of it. And so now that should be fixed. So now, whenever you place it, oh, Jen, come back. Whenever you place it, it should actually arrive facing the direction it should, so that you can get up inside, which will be nice.
Thank you.
There you go. Have some food.
Thanks.
You guys can be my friends now. Oh, look, they have a big old gun case right here. What's in there? You guys don't mind if I just rob your stuff, right? Oh, firecrackers.
That's where I keep my firecrackers.
Yeah,
in my giant Pelican rifle case. But hey,
Oh, wait, that's a human.
Don't shoot the live guy, Jeffrey. You're almost out of gas though in that gas guzzler.
Oh, that's true. I should stop driving this for a bit until I have more gas available. Okay, so let me scrape this zombie off real quick. And then...
Did you get your Red Talon person?
That's who I need to find. Red Talon recruit. Right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's go after this
Let's
person.
see this.
We're probably going to run out of gas, but that'll be fine.
God, I am so
While
Oh, no, what? Oh, I hit a loader wasn't paying attention.
What's the over-under?
Oh.
I'm saying maybe 2 characters meet their grisly end during this broadcast here.
Oh, man.
Let's see. Red Talon characters who are euthanized no longer remain standing up.
Which was a pretty hilarious one.
Yeah, but I mean, it also speaks to just how badass they were, right?
Yeah, exactly. We've got so much discipline that even
That's
after
right.
they're dead, they keep standing
That's right.
at attention.
That's right. And finally, on our list of highlights is Bloater, Gas Clouds, and Daybreak now play the correct audio every time, which they were not. And those of you who have played Daybreak know that there's a lot of bloater gas, especially in the later rounds. So having correct audio on those is important.
Yeah, it's nice to know when when there's a cloud around you, so you don't just back into it. Oh, let's see how badass this person is. Can you handle a couple of
you're
zombies?
Just gonna let him sit there?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, fine. I'll help you.
Oh, jeez.
Hey,
All right.
Wexler. That's Get out there.
You really hung him out to dry there. It's like, by the way, I'm gonna shut the door on you.
Okay. Anyway, Wexler. Hi.
I'm here to save your ass, buddy.
Oh, thanks for responding. So head over to the base. No, wait, don't. I'd rather just be you. Yep.
All right, let's see what your.
See what my stats are here. So we've got tactics and we don't have heroism. We've got warfighting. So what we need to do is we need to find a building that has a locked door. I'm not sure exactly where that's going to be, but we need to see if we can open it with stealth. Because that's probably the one thing we can actually demo right here. Because there was another fix that we had.
Zeb Taylor says, "I miss my eardrums being blown out." We're so sorry for that.
But yeah, one of the other fixes we did was we had a problem where crap.
Please don't kill your brand new guy.
Red Talon traits were showing up on randomly generated characters. You'd have a random person with just a normal life story, a normal bunch of traits,
Oh.
and then they'd have just some crazy red talent thing going on. And so that is fixed. So now the only way to get the red talent traits, things like Vigil Guard, Officer Material, Firearms Enthusiast, that stuff only will appear on red talent characters now. So if you were taking advantage of that before,
Yeah. So if you
can't
had
anymore.
if you had the herb gardener, who happened to be like a former, tactical paramilitary.
Guru of some kind.
Yeah.
Not
Sorry.
anymore. So okay. So here we go. Let's see. I have not actually tested this in the wild, so hopefully this works. Yep, check that out. The door was locked,
just
and I was able to
breezed
open
right
it.
in.
Just opened it silently because I was crouched. So that works now. I think there's a slight chance. I don't remember if this was one of the cases where it wasn't actually that it was broken on the red talent skill. It was actually broken on the normal skill too. So now if you've got stealth, that should also work. So it's not
Nice.
just tactics that does it. It's also stealth. Oh, God, I'm the worst shot. That's the problem. When you're playing a red talent operative, you expect them to be a really good shot, but if you personally are a bad shot, it doesn't reflect well on them.
There's no help there.
Yeah. So, okay, well, we took care of that. So we should get... So, okay.
Ooh, that was a good idea. Jay Switchman says those people that got the red talent skills that were just regular people.
Yeah.
Undercover.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Infiltrators.
I like that.
Oh, you just blew her. She needed that arm, Jeffrey.
Not as much as I needed her to not have it.
Okay. Well, she doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
So I've only got 16 shots left, so I should probably not go after that plague heart I wanted to go after.
Probably not.
Let's go back home. And, so there's the smash wagon. I think I can barely limp that smash wagon back home.
You might be able to.
So we'll get the smash wagon back home, refuel it, but maybe not take it out. Maybe we'll restock this guy and go take out a plague heart. And then, maybe a little bit later, we'll talk about the achievements in the game and where they come from.
We're going to talk about achievements, and Jeffrey's going to take over that part of the show because this is a rare opportunity to look deep into the psychoses of Jeffrey Card.
So there are a few of the references though that I was just Googling to find that actually somebody who was conscious in the 1970s might actually be able to get a little bit better than me. So we got someone like that here.
Thanks for the subtle dig. Somebody who was conscious during the 70s. Yes, I was born in 1970, so some of those things speak to me, Jeffrey.
And so I was born in 1978, so technically I lived through the 70s, but all my memories of them were about things like falling down the stairs and the kinds of stuff that you do when you're 2 and under.
Nice.
No point in
You're using precious gasoline.
I am. Why am I doing that? Where's my home? Where's my home?
You're pointed at it.
There we are. Okay, can I get it to the parking space?
I hope you run out of gas.
Just right in front of the house, but not quite in the most convenient place.
You did.
Is it? It's not quite. No. I can go a little farther. No. Oh, okay, fine.
Well done. If you hadn't spent the time drifting into those into that,
probably would have made it.
You'd have made it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go in and get a gas can.
Choices, everybody.
Or I can just, I'll just leave that car out there. I'll grab it some other time. The main thing I need is some explosives. Hopefully, I've got some of those at the base.
I see the art I associated with SOD2 on the Xbox app. It's high quality stuff too. And then I don't know exactly what art you're referring to.
So when you get achievements, those come with art that unlocks. So those are all actually, you can see it credited on Xbox Live. Those are all credited to Doug Williams, our art director.
Our art director. He spent a lot of time doing the artwork for those.
If that's what you're talking about. If you're talking about something else I don't know about, then I don't know. But yeah, no, Doug is pretty amazing. And we'll probably end up, I don't know if we'll actually get to see the achievement art when I'm going through the achievement list a little bit later in the stream. I don't know if we'll actually be able to see all of the art then, but it's really good stuff, and we're pretty proud of it.
So I'm going to answer Xenocidal Angel. How much does Microsoft dictate your content? They don't.
Yeah, really not. I mean, they'll comment on it like anybody else might, having an opinion, but they don't come in and tell us what we're making and what we're not making. Like
one of the reasons why they acquired our studio instead of just saying we're going to spin up a new studio and make State of Decay somewhere else is because they believe in our ability to make good choices about this game. And so, yeah, I mean, you know, some things you have to run by Microsoft, like legal stuff.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we're an autonomous entity inside. We're like a, I don't know.
Yeah, like I mean, even when we were outside Microsoft, they still gave us a
Yeah,
lot of
they
room
gave us
to.
a lot of leeway. So, and now we actually have more. So,
So I'm trying to see if I want. I guess. Yeah, I guess
see.
I'll stick with this. I guess I'll stick with what I got here. So reload this gun. Hopefully, I think I've got enough ammo to take out that plague heart.
Undead Labs, are you aware of the issue with zombies?
Oh, wait a minute.
Often running in place and being stuck for 5 or 10 seconds. I'm guessing that's.
Yeah, that's.
It sounds
yeah.
a lot like network latency. We have, especially if you're playing multiplayer, with server hosting, or not,
With,
sorry,
with
with
peer-to-peer hosting.
With peer-to-peer hosting, a lot of times it's dependent on 3 or 4 different connections to get that information back and forth. And yes, you will see that from time to time, especially with slower connections.
And it could also be like a nav mesh issue or something like that too.
Can very easily be an AI navigation issue. as
When
well.
you're building a world this huge, it's really easy for little places to sneak in where, you know, we try to set it up so the AI knows how to navigate the entire place, but there's so many nooks and crannies, it's very easy for there to be just individual places where it's easy for an AI character to get stuck. And if we notice the exact place, there's things we can do to fix it, but there's just so many of them, it's hard to track them all down.
Are Red Talon recruits supposed to be able to get 5th traits from being followers?
So that's a bug that was reported. That was not intended. So there's nothing really wrong with them getting those traits. The problem is that it looks like when a Red Talon person gets an extra trait from being a follower and having a conversation with the player, it looks like they lose one of their existing traits to get it. They don't actually. They still have all of their normal traits under the hood. But it looks like they've lost one of their traits, and people were getting pretty distressed about that. So that bug was actually it's the bug I'm halfway through fixing right now. Actually, the thing I took a break from that bug in order to come and do this stream. So it's not in the current patch we just dropped, but it'll be in some future patch. A fix to that so that those characters don't get those scenes, so you don't get confused by their traits changing. They're the only characters in the game that actually are generated with 4 traits. Most other characters have space reserved so they can have one of those conversations and get an extra trait and not have it look weird. But the Red Talon guys, because they fill up their capacity, it looks like they lost something whenever they get it. So I just was an idiot and I upgraded the workshop instead of making, I meant to make explosives there. I was like, oh, hey, I can upgrade this.
Stop the upgrade.
Oh, but okay, fine. Yeah.
You didn't lose it.
I guess that's true. You get your money back, right? So what am I doing? Yeah. So place explosives. So box that. I guess a few soda can bombs wouldn't hurt. So I'll grab some soda can bombs. And now
Now
we'll upgrade. Yeah.
There you go.
And what's this missing? Oh, I don't have a medic? Oh man, got problems. I didn't actually. What was this guy's 5th skill? What am I? There he is. Oh, firearms maintenance. Okay, so his gun's gonna last longer. So that's nice.
Yay. We like that.
Oh wait, I made those. I didn't actually make them at the workshop, so I need to go and grab the. Where is it? Oh, it's over here. I need to go and grab the things that I got. Wait, no, that's the workshop, but I need to actually go to the storage. Oh my gosh, I'm so turned around. I don't know this base at all. I never play in this base, so I need to get used to it though. No, wait, the supply locker. I literally cannot go the right place. my brain has got a list of all the places you should go in your base, and it's sorted backwards. Okay, so I'm here. I'm here to get soda can bombs. All the soda can bombs ever.
And you think you're going to kill the Plague Heart with the soda can bomb?
With enough soda can bombs. It's the only because I hadn't upgraded the workshop yet.
All
You
right,
know, I don't have a lot of options.
First player death coming up.
This Red Talon badass can handle it. It's no big deal. No big deal. So we got some questions coming in.
Yeah. Were you able to fix the trader problem where when you call in a trader, it tells us I get no
That one's still on our list. Yeah, so there is a problem where basically we've got a limit on the number of enclaves that can appear in the world, and we unfortunately don't make an exception for trader enclaves. They don't get to sort of have their own separate quota. They have the same quota as everybody else.
Well, this bug says they got rid of all their enclaves and it still didn't work right.
If that's the case, then I'm not actually sure what's going wrong there.
That may be deeper but related issue.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. We'll definitely have to look into that one. But no, that we don't have a fix for that in this. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst. We don't have a fix for that in this particular patch.
You're going to use all your soda can bombs.
I
before
totally
you even
am.
Get inside.
I might as well just get in a car. I am not. So this this sniper rifle is not the thing I should be using close range against these zombies.
Use your fireworks.
Oh, that's right. Get off. Get off. There we go. That's what this car is. Oh, no, bloater. No. Can I set the bloater gas on fire?
Only one way to find out.
It looks like I can't without driving into it, which would be a problem in its own way. Okay. We've reduced the zombie population down to reasonable
Are we
levels.
reworking the AI?
People complain about it. AI is a very long, continuous problem. So, yes, we're always responding to problems we see in the UI, but it's not like...
We're not rebuilding the system from scratch, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
But we're always trying to make it better. I mean, fixing bugs and doing things to make player experience better will always involve, changes to AI. I don't think we're...
There's not one big giant fix we can make that will just solve everything all at once. And so there's no every time we're going to like put out a patch note that says, we fixed the AI, yo. And everything's
all
just
AI
fine.
is fixed. Oh, it bounced off the guy's back. That's awesome.
There you go.
Stop throwing it on him. There.
Oh, yeah, we just keep doing this all day. I'm like Captain America. I can do this all day. Okay, you die. You die. And... Oh, so many of you!
Yes.
So many of
This
you.
is what I was waiting for.
Oh, no! Oh, no! Get out of here! Okay, no. I've got options. Let's, Okay. We're gonna... Wait, guys? Where'd you go? Did they just... They disappeared. Okay, well, fine. I'm just gonna keep throwing crap.
There you go. See, that's...
Oh, wait.
not
emotes. I can't play this game. What makes you think I can play this game? All right.
What's the enclave limit?
I'm not actually sure what the number is.
I don't know what that is either.
And you wouldn't always necessarily know whether or not you'd hit it because a lot of the enclaves in the map are hidden. Like, if you haven't happened to discover them yet for whatever reason, you might not know that they're even there. Okay, where's the door? There's the door. Okay, one more. There we go. I just wasted that. Whatever. Plague Heart destroyed. Yes. That's how you play our game. Watching us play, it's just so much different when we're not playing co-op with one of the actual like pro players out there. Like we always look so good when we're playing with those guys, like people like Mr. Dart and P1. But on our own, not quite as impressive.
Don't lump me into that.
I won't lump you into looking good. That's fine.
Oh, come on. Well, that's no surprise, but I could have taken out that blood plague with a knife.
No, you're absolutely right about that.
I can't do that.
So let's get this guy home and let's have a look at some of our achievements.
Yep, it's time to start talking about achievements.
So what we're going to do is we'll just basically go down the list of achievements that I've got, and we'll talk about sort of where the names, the stories behind them, where they all came from, and we'll see if that's entertaining at all.
Yeah. So Blaze Experience is curious how do we decide what a patch is called, like 4.2 versus 5.0? And I think that has to do with how major the updates are.
Yeah, I think if basically each major DLC release is typically when we upgrade the first number. So 1 was the original release of the game. 2 was I think Independence. Or no, 2 was 2 was Daybreak. Or was it? I don't even remember now. I don't know. Point is, we're somehow at 4.
Yeah, there's some criteria, but I'm not exactly sure what that is. Because that's decided well outside of where I live.
I think if our producers are watching, they're like, well, obviously it's because of X, and they're like, what's wrong with you guys? Why don't you know? But it's it's a decision that's made somewhere else, away from us. It doesn't actually end up being all that important, though. I mean, basically, usually when you see a decimal in it, like 4.1, 4.2, that means it's a small hotfix. You shouldn't expect there to be a lot of big dramatic changes to the game. It's mostly fixing small things we found right after we shipped the original patch.
Yeah,
the major patches are all
Wonder
big numbers.
says she believes it's a title update that when we switch numbers.
Okay.
So, and there's certain criteria that define what a title update, what makes for a title update as opposed to something else. Again, I don't know anything about that stuff, so I can make up stuff. It's like when, yeah, forget it. I'm not even gonna do it.
So we want to switch us over to the right side of the screen, and we'll do.
We're gonna switch over because we're about to talk about
achievements
and what they mean, and where they came from, and it's all that crazy brain.
So to scroll all the way to the bottom of the list so that we can just kind of start at the beginning, start at the first ones that I unlocked originally. So we'll start with Bring the Brouhaha. You caused a commotion while recklessly searching a container. So this one is actually a Beastie Boys reference, and kind of a weird one. They've got a song called The Brouhaha where they talk about making a commotion.
Five Boroughs album, great one.
So he's more of a Beastie Boys aficionado than I am. I was just Googling around and I found that. So I was just looking for songs that were about making noise, and that just seemed like a relevant thing. And by the way, if you guys want to look up ahead of me on the list and try to make guesses about where things come from, you can sort of entertain yourselves about whether you got it right.
You can entertain yourself. You're not going to win anything by coming up with things because we don't have anything to give out.
Yeah,
today.
no prizes today, unfortunately. Toothpaste pinatas. That's just a phrase that, like, I was just thinking about, I don't know, terms for containers that you can search. This is for searching 10 containers. Terms for the containers that you search. You're in the post-apocalypse, you're looking for necessities, and you never know what you're going to find. You pop things open, and just stuff comes out. I just thought of the phrase toothpaste pinatas, and for some reason, it stuck in my head, and I couldn't get it out until I put it somewhere. And so I just put it on this achievement. So hopefully you found that entertaining. I don't know. People always ask me, why is it called toothpaste pinatas? And I kind of have to shrug at them like, I don't know. That just sounded like a neat phrase to me.
We all just shake our heads when, stuff like that comes out.
So, Dam Fine Territory, this is for settling in the foothills territory in Cascade Hills. And it's just because there's a dam on the map. And ever since I was a child, anytime I did anything that had to do with a dam, we always had to, I remember when I was at scout camp, there was a little dam that was like sort of creating a little reservoir there right next to us, and there's a bridge going across it. Every time we went across, we're like, oh, we're going across this damn bridge.
Yep,
this
the
damn bridge.
You're going to eat the damn fish. Yeah. Eat your damn fish.
So, I'm 40 years old and still find that amusing. So there we go. No More Strangers is a biblical reference. So we're going straight from lowbrow to highbrow. This is from the book of Ephesians, where Paul is writing to Gentiles, talking about the difference when they joined the Christian church, that they were no more strangers but fellow citizens with the saints. And so this is about in promoting a stranger to a citizen in your community. If you do that, then we give you the No More Strangers achievement. And similarly, there's another biblical reference right here. Through a Glass Darkly is from 1 Corinthians, and again, it's sort of like it's talking. Paul is talking about your perception of spiritual things, of how you can't really see them clearly.
Did you come up with
it's like
these
Through a
on
Glass
Sunday
Darkly
afternoon or something?
This stuff is just, I spent most of my life as a church going person, and so I had this stuff in my head, and when I was thinking about looking through a spyglass, exploring because this is for surveying 5 sites, so I'm like, oh yeah, through a glass darkly. That's a phrase that I know.
How is it that only 67% of people playing our game have done that achievement?
Yeah, seriously, like it looks like they haven't even gotten through the starter scenario.
Come on, people.
I guess you can get through the starter scenario only surveying 3 sites if you really want to. But yeah, no, that's kind of a surprise. Breach and Clear, you secured 5 sites by exploring every room and killing every zombie. So Breach and Clear is just a term that, like SWAT teams and folks like that use, to talk about getting into a place and making sure that there's no enemies inside. So nothing too special there. I got you a pony. That's old school.
Anybody who played the first game, especially early on, when that particular line was firing off every time you came home, Yeah.
Yeah, so this was like one of the infamous Lily lines that made people kind of resent Lily a little bit. So, Marcus or somebody would come home and be like, I got you a pony. And it's like, oh, but it was a zombie and I had to kill it or something like that. And so we used to joke that I think all of the ponies ended up in the closet behind the Alamo.
Yeah. A/B select start. I would love to give Big Ed an achievement of his own. The most I could do at this point was give all the Molotov cocktails in our game are branded to Big Ed's Burnin' whiskey.
Nice, that's awesome.
He does have an homage to the wonderful and great streamer Big Ed, and we miss him dearly.
Yeah, we'll have to keep that in mind too. For we can deliver a maximum of about 250 gamer score worth of achievements each quarter, and so we're planning on continuing to add these with DLC and stuff like that. So we'll have lots of opportunities to add more achievements as time goes on.
The contrast is really hard for me to read the names.
Yeah, sorry.
Expert Wanderer. We have a cap on the number of community members because
kind of several reasons.
Yeah, a lot of reasons. One, manageability, but two, we, unlike the first game, we keep all your characters visible and doing stuff on screen. And people talk about reworking the AI system. That having characters do stuff is expensive.
Yeah.
From a runtime standpoint.
But we also we just really wanted the game to not be about numbers. It becomes a different game if you got 50 people at your community versus having 10 people at your community. And we went into this sort of knowing the kind of game we wanted to make. We wanted it to be a game about people and not necessarily a game about logistics. And so partly it's a performance type choice. Partly it's a kind of a creative choice about the kind of experience we wanted this to be. That doesn't mean that we'll never edge it up or we'll never have a chance to change it. It's something we've talked about because I know we got a lot of feedback like this, but I don't think it's ever going to be able to get up to 50, because then the contrast between the number of people we can actually afford to show in the world at once versus the number of people you theoretically have living at your base, when it starts to get really obvious, then the game gets actually kind of more weird and uncomfortable to play.
So before we get back to the achievements, Aaron, I'm just going to call you Aaron Mash because I can't read the screen very well. When are we going to see a statue to Sergeant Eric Tan?
Oh.
So not until humans completely defeat zombies, because who's going to spend their time chiseling a statue?
Yeah, maybe a plaque somewhere.
Maybe a plaque.
Get a plaque.
All right.
So
back to achievements.
So welcome to the jungle.
No idea what you're talking to.
So this is for the first time you recruit a new survivor to your community. This, of course, is a Guns N' Roses reference.
Who's that?
They are among a couple of different artists. Got multiple references.
Are they an indie band?
So Guns N' Roses was popular when I was a young child.
So I was already in college.
So that's great. I remember they were like one of the first bands I was exposed to when I was first getting interested in rock and roll. I was first old enough to get interested in rock and roll. Guns N' Roses was at the height of their power.
Did your parents tell you that you weren't supposed to listen to them?
So they didn't play. We were more of a Show Tunes and Billy Joel family around the house, and so I got to know a lot of that. But So it was other kids on the bus and the field trip that had brought their Walkmans.
That's right.
And we were all listening to Bon Jovi and Guns N' Roses and Kenny Loggins, and I was feeling like
that bad
really
boy
special.
Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, oh, I know, it was great. It felt danger zone.
I was just gonna say we have reference to the great Kenny Loggins, right, in Lifeline.
So 10,000 Gallon Hat is for going to Drucker County, and that's actually the name of the giant water tower in the northwest corner of Drucker County. And I thought the name of it was so clever that I slapped it in there as the name of the achievement. Well, I didn't name the big named buildings and stuff like that. I named a lot of the little buildings like Greenhouse. I came up with Greenhouse, but the
crappy trailer.
Crappy trailer, yes, a crappy trailer. Trailer with a smell, I think, is one of my favorites. So I came up with those names, but the big names on the big branded things, those were all named by the artists who built the levels. And so 10,000 Gallon Hat, I think was Josiah, but I'm not sure.
I'm going to take this opportunity to express my displeasure with you for naming them, because often when we'd get bugs about specific locations in the map, it'd be like, oh, there's a something
like a clipping piece of furniture.
Yeah, clipping piece of furniture in the crappy trailer. You're like,
There was a period of time during development before the game came out when I was naming a few buildings. I named one untextured house. I had floating house.
that always makes us happy too on the art end. We always love that.
So construction complete is another old school reference to the original,
Yes, it is.
the original Lily VO from the first game. She would be like construction complete. I've always wanted to say that, but when she's saying that for the 19th time, it doesn't feel like as much of an exciting thing to say.
Yeah, you start questioning Lily.
Yeah, like
really.
is she like the guy from Memento? Like, is she
He
forgotten?
just keeps forgetting.
She's made this joke already before.
What a great life, though, because everything you do is new and exciting the first time you did it. It's like,
Yeah.
I just had canned beans.
For the very first time.
My
These are amazing.
Okay.
So, Rucks and Trucks, that was sort of the tagline for what?
Stinky Ass Shack. I remember that one.
Oh, yeah. That was a fun one.
Yep. All right. Sorry.
Rucks and Trucks, that was a slogan for the patch that came out at the same time as Lifeline. So when the second expansion for the original State of Decay came out, Lifeline, we added the feature to put inventory in the backs of vehicles for the very first time.
That's right. That was a big deal.
Yeah, so I mean, for people who just joined it with the State of Decay 2, the ability to put stuff in the back of vehicles was not always there. Sometimes it literally was one rucksack at a time per trip. You could maybe get a second one if you called a friend out from home, and that was about it.
So there were some people who actually figured out a way to drop rucksacks into the back of a pickup truck and
Like gingerly
carefully drive them back. Now, getting them back out was a little problematic.
Yeah. So we added that feature, and so that was the tagline. I think did Sonya come up with that? Somebody came up with that. Rucks and Trucks is our slogan.
I think Sonya did come up with that. We have a question from Riff Raff. Who named the Red Talon? I did.
Yep. That was so when Lifeline, I was just like, hey, we need mercenaries.
There was 5 of us working on Lifeline, and so we all kind of just started doing whatever we could, and I came up with a bunch of logos for signage and stuff, as well as James McMillan, who built the entire map just on his own.
Like within a year, yeah.
Yeah, he just like, oh, by the way, guys, I made a map, so let's make a game around it. Yeah, so Red Talon just happened to be something I was playing around with as I was coming up with logos for the family of companies that are under the
Weston Allied Industries.
Weston Allied Industries, and one of them I thought was that kind of giant company would grab a
PMC.
A PMC. So.
Yeah. And so all I wanted, like from the design side, all I wanted there to be outposts so you could claim that would give you like military capabilities. And the idea would be that maybe these are abandoned resources left behind by a private military contractor. But then I left it at that, and it was up to Brant to come up with what that looked like and what the theme was. And so he named it Red Talon, and then we leaned into that. We're like, oh, Red Talon, that's really interesting. We started leaning into that as a legitimate part of our world and our lore, and it became the Red Talon that you know today. So it started just as Brant's logo, and it grew from there.
So Bilbo, James McMillan is our world director. He's in charge of all the world artists who build the maps that you are playing our game in.
Yeah, he was originally our only world artist.
Yeah,
and
he was the only guy, and poor guy.
Yeah, there's so much he had to do.
All right.
So Heart of Darkness is, of course, a highbrow literary reference, to a Joseph Conrad reference. But it's the only reason it's in there. It's not like any clever knowledge of the work of art. It's just, it's got the word heart in it. And it's for destroying a plague heart. So you'll find that there's a theme. All the ones that have to do with destroying plague hearts have heart puns in them. So there's Heart of Darkness. Gotta Be Larger Than Life is the first of our Bonnie Tyler references. So, yeah, if you make someone a hero, then we make a reference to, I need a hero. Gotta be larger than life.
I was going to be a backup dancer.
Oh, I can't sing that whole song. I'm not legit. I'm not
for a hero till the morning light.
He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast?
Smart?
I don't know. He's gotta be fresh from the fight?
I think so.
Something like that. Anyway, he's got to be larger than life eventually.
You guys
at some
didn't
point
tune
in the
in for
lyrics.
that, so we won't.
And we're not going to continue that. Puppies and Kittens.
Yes.
Z Nation reference.
I haven't watched Z Nation.
So Z Nation,
though it was filmed partially in Washington State.
That's true. So Z Nation, they have this tradition of referring to zombies as puppies and kittens when they're around children and things like that. Say, "Oh, puppies and kittens."
Oh.
So
okay.
it sounds less threatening, but it means zombies are coming. And so from the very first, the lowest, cheapest zombie killing achievement is called Puppies and Kittens, and then it progresses through other titles that sound a little bit scarier. Barley and spoiled blueberries. This is for killing a bloater.
Sorry, Mr.
Oh.
Stainless says, honestly, if this turns into a karaoke stream, I won't complain. The content would be much better if we did that. Right?
You might eventually complain. You might complain.
Sorry. Okay.
So barley and spoiled blueberries. This is a Bastion deep cut. This is from the narration when you kill a scumbag for the first time.
What a great game, by the way.
Seriously, no, Bastion. I mean, all of Supergiant stuff is really good. But
Supergiant, if anybody's out there, we love you.
Seriously.
You guys
I actually, whenever I need to move files quickly over here from other places in order to set up the stream, I use a transistor sword USB
nice.
stick. That they actually, like, I went over to the Supergiant booth at PAX and was just telling them how much I love the game and everything, and they just handed me one. And so I just used a special Supergiant souvenir whenever I'm doing that. So big fans of Supergiant over here. So barley and spoiled blueberries. It's the smell of a big bag of gas. Sorry for Party Rocking is another very highbrow musical reference. This was one of the follow-ups to Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO. Mm-hmm. And so this is when you destroy an infestation, they're like, oh, sorry for Party Rocking. And because I think the video is all about, like, they've got like a house party going on and all the neighbors are complaining. So it felt appropriate.
And we call our in the Independence Pack, one of the big bombs that we made was the block rocker.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so yeah, they're back for another one of those block rockin' beats.
That's right.
Knowing is half the battle. Hopefully everybody gets that reference. It of course is G.I. Joe, which I loved G.I. Joe when I was a kid. I watched that cartoon like every single day.
My entire moral code
came from G.I. Joe.
That's right.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I think my first crush was Lady J. So
how could it not be?
Yeah, exactly. Defines
Not
so many
my
things
first.
about my life. But yeah, so knowing is half the battle is, of course, from the PSAs at the end of G.I. Joe. Holding down the couch, that's just a thing people say when they're lazy and are making jokes about how lazy they are. Say, oh, no, I'm holding down this couch. That's my job. That's what I'm doing around here. So when you switch to New Survivor to give somebody a rest, they say, oh, yeah, I'll just be holding down this couch while you go fight zombies. Flash mob, I don't know. It's just a horde for destroying a horde. It's not that clever. Same thing, blind justice for killing a feral, because they're blind. Actually, a lot of people don't realize that. That actually, if you look closely at the character model, feral does not have functional eyes.
See,
usually, they're moving fast enough. People don't really notice that all the time.
I'm sad that this isn't a obscure reference to the Rutger Hauer movie of the same name.
Or wasn't there also a TV series for a while with I think it's like during like 2010 or something like that. There was a Blind Justice TV show about a cop who'd been blinded and he was getting back into the force and using his like other senses to solve crimes.
I haven't had TV for longer than that, so I wouldn't know. But the Rutger Hauer movie, come on.
There you go. Okay, so
there's 3 people in all 3 channels that know what I'm talking about. I'm right here.
Every piece of trash in town is a Sesame Street reference. It was years ago. I think it was like a couple elections ago. They actually did a parody of The Apprentice, starring Grouches, and they had a character named Donald Grump, who was the host of The Apprentice show. And people were talking about, before he arrived on scene, they were talking about him, about how he was this grouch, this really important grouch named Donald Grump. And one of my favorite lines from that sketch, that Sesame Street sketch, was, his name is on every piece of trash in town. Mm. So for securing as many sites as you possibly can, every piece of trash in town.
I'm going to jump over to some questions here real quick.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You have Red Talon DLC. Will you ever have network DLC and add-ons?
Good question.
Good question. That's as much as you're going to get out of it, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see.
P1 Gamer wants to know if we're watching The Walking Dead. I'm behind by a season and a half.
I'm behind by, what season are we at?
I'm not sure, but my wife and I have a season we haven't watched on Netflix yet.
I watched the first season and quit because it didn't follow the comic book very well, and the comic played a huge role in influencing the first game because we were, in fact, one of my favorite things in the office was Jeff, the owner.
Not this Jeff, different Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff Strain, the guy who set up, the studio, bought the entire first first volume of the Walking Dead comic in the big book, and he and his co-owner, wife, were fighting over sharing the book because somebody was reading it, and the other person was like, "Come on, I want to read it." So Jeff read half of it, tore it in half, and gave his wife the other half, and that's still floating around here at the office. That half the book.
That's hilarious.
But yeah.
So Road Warrior is just, it's a Mad Max reference. This is for killing zombies with your car door. And yeah, that's all that is. I Got You a Pack Mule is just, it's the leveling up of I Got You a Pony. It's for delivering more rucksacks. And so I Got You a Pack Mule just.
I like how you said delivered a whopping 50 rucksacks.
that number, it does whop. The number whops pretty hard. No Stone Unturned. It's just opening a lot of containers. Nothing special about that one, really. From the Top of My Lungs, I believe is. I'm trying to remember. Is that Four Non Blondes? The Hey Yay Yay Yay, What's Going On? It's that song.
This is a blank look here.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, this is another musical reference, but this is for killing screamers.
Okay, yeah.
So you can imagine the screamers when they're going like that. And they're going.
Some of you talented content creators out there should make a video of screamers.
Of a screamer doing that.
Because
is it this song that He-Man does? That Prince whatever Valiant or not Valiant? What's his name? What's He-Man's name when he's not He-Man's? Prince. You guys know. Anyway, tell us. We'll go here. So I Ran So Far Away. That's a Flock of Seagulls reference.
Go. I know that one. One-hit wonders.
Yeah, so I never listened to this song when I was younger, but I played Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which featured this song pretty strongly in its promotional materials and everything, and I really liked it. And I would always switch to it whenever I could. And so so for choosing a cardio specialization, it just seemed appropriate.
That was I remember back when that came on MTV for the first time. And MTV actually used to play videos, music videos.
Isn't that weird?
And
instead of just YouTube being where you get to see those,
MTV was so young when that came on that it was in rotation like every third song.
Because nobody was making videos.
That's right.
So yeah. Wax On, Wax Off. Of course, Karate Kid reference. This is for choosing a specialization in the fighting skill. Silent Cartographer is the 4th level of the original Halo, and it was the one where it was a big loop-shaped island that was just. My friend Jimmy and I would we would go and replay that mission together again and again and again. And that was where you could actually do the Warthog launching over one of the arches with piling grenades under a Warthog. So we would just spend a lot of time doing that. And so that was a lot of fun. So I have a lot of good memories of Silent Cartographer. So that's for surveying sites. Friendship is Magic, of course, is a My Little Pony reference. One of the best cartoons
of course,
ever.
Like I'm supposed to know what he's talking about.
So I did have daughters the right age at the right time when that came out. So we were super into My Little Pony at the time. So What We Do in the Shadows. This is one of the achievements I didn't actually write. So I was collaborating with Matthew Bozarth, who is the programmer who was working on achievements, and basically each achievement it has a bunch of data, the writing and the text and implementation on the data side, but it also each one depends on a programmer setting up the events that trigger the achievements. And so that was what Matthew's job was setting up all the events that trigger the achievements. And he thought of this when he had just watched, I think, What We Do in the Shadows, which is a great Taika Waititi movie. If you haven't seen it, you should totally check it out. It's a hilarious vampire mockumentary. But he just watched it and he was like, I really want to do an achievement called What We Do in the Shadows. So he snuck in a trigger.
It's a great show, by the way.
It wasn't in any of our plans or anything like that, but he just threw that in there. So it's destroying a plague heart at night, and it's What We Do in the Shadows. So this one is not me. I get no credit for this one. That's all Matthew.
So we have a question. I watched, let's see. Hey, UL, are you ever going to do anything about all the exploiters, modders in the game? It's fine if they're solo, but they ruin multiplayer. So they need to be reported as bugs if you're playing in multiplayer and people are obviously modding. We don't care if people mod their own game, but as soon as it affects multiplayer, I mean, granted, we're not a competitive multiplayer game, but if it's affecting other people's multiplayer experience, report it as bugs and let us know.
Yeah, and the way to report bugs, by the way, and I'm sure Megan can put this in the chat, is go to our Discord, find like Jawafala and Lauren, our customer advocates. They're the best people to talk to about issues like this. They're the fastest way to bubble problems up to us where we can see it and address it. So Paradise City, another Guns N' Roses reference right there. Can Buy Me Love, going a little further back to the Beatles and also to a Patrick Dempsey movie from 1987. Of course, those are called Can't Buy Me Love. But this is because it's selling items to enclaves and getting influence out of giving people things. Seems like apparently in our game you can buy love.
I made that leap.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Piggyback ride is just you kill a juggernaut, you climb on his back. That's obvious. Glutton for Punishment is one of 2 achievements that are designed to fat shame juggernauts. So they're kind of insensitive, and I apologize to all the juggernauts who might be watching. The Purge, of course, is a movie. This is for destroying infestations.
So Megan just posted the Discord link. That is also how you can get to people who will be able to post bugs for us.
Short controlled bursts. You know what that's a reference to.
One of the greatest movies ever created, ever. And in fact, I watch it minimum 3 times a month.
So, of course, we're talking about, this is a line from Michael Biehn in Aliens, explaining to Ripley how to handle an assault rifle for the first time. This is for specializing shooting.
The M41A.
Is that what that
assault rifle.
Nice, okay.
Shoots 10mm caseless rounds.
Okay, you know way more about this than I do.
Sorry, let's go.
No, that's great. So Walkers and Biters, this is after Puppies and Kittens. You go a little further, you get Walkers and Biters, this is a terminology for zombies, not in Z Nation, but in The Walking Dead. Because I think that our guys call them walkers, but then I think like the governor's people call them biters. Call Me Anytime is a Blondie reference, more 80s music. Sayonara is some 90s music. It's a Nirvana reference. Though I mean, sayonara, of course, is just a word for goodbye in Japanese. But I was thinking specifically of Smells Like Teen Spirit. Crowd control, that's just a word for destroying crowds, which is what you do when you destroy hordes. So whatever. These Dreams. So this song came on the radio just yesterday. I was driving my daughter somewhere, and she was scanning through, and she wanted to get to the latest, whatever top 40 station, and I made her stop and listen to These Dreams.
You have to listen to Heart when it's on the radio. It's a law.
Well, I actually so I remember when I was a kid, when I was little, the very first time I'd seen someone make an amateur video where they used a bunch of because I thought of movies and TV as things that were made only by professionals in special faraway places. But I went to a wedding where I think the family members surrounding the wedding had actually made a music video about based on These Dreams, and they had edited it themselves and done everything themselves. And it was the first time I realized that real people can make stuff like this. And this was part of what inspired me to become a film student and eventually get into game design.
And
was
all the content creators that are in our stream right now are rolling their eyes because, man, that's so old.
Yeah, it's really. But back then, it actually took a lot of effort to get up to the point where you could actually make professional stuff. Nowadays,
know
it's a lot
somebody
easier.
who had access to the right equipment to do that stuff.
So it felt like a big deal for me to put a reference to These Dreams. But the only reason I put a reference to These Dreams in here is because it's a song by Heart, and this is about destroying plague hearts. So it's more Heart puns. Nice Moves There. Originally, this was Nice Moves There, Clint Eastwood, but I wasn't sure if I felt good about referencing a real-world person in one of our achievements. But that's the line that Glenn says, making fun of Rick in the very first episode of The Walking Dead. He says, "Nice moves there, Clint Eastwood," when he does something wrong. So when you become a sheriff, you get nice moves there.
Some legal issues, including, the reference to Clint directly.
Yeah, exactly. So we left that out, but Nice Moves There is still the line. So we another highbrow literary reference here. We've got a Cervantes reference, Don Quixote tilting at windmills. So of course that's just a line people say now. It originally is from Don Quixote, but
your literary references put my English degree at ease.
That's good. Though, do you study Don Quixote in an English degree? I think that would be a Spanish degree, wouldn't it?
To get my English degree, I had to study French literature,
all the influences.
Lots of influences.
So this, of course, is for going to Meager Valley, which is full of windmills. Black Friday is for buying items from enclaves. It's a reference to Black Friday when you buy a lot of stuff. But that was also the name of the base in Lifeline, which is really what this is a reference to.
Yeah.
It was called Black Friday, of course, because it had all the crowds at the gates. War Rig. This is a Mad Max Fury Road reference for building an apocalyptic vehicle. Dr. Terminus is one of the deeper cuts. This is the name of the snake oil salesman in the movie Pete's Dragon, which I watched incessantly as a child. And so if you become a trader, you get the name of this snake oil salesman from a classic kids movie. Who Run Bartertown? That's a reference, of course, to Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. So we've got a Road Warrior reference, we've got a Thunderdome reference, we've got a Fury Road reference. The only one I don't have is the original. There's no references to the original Mad Max before the Road Warrior.
There's some great lines from that one too.
So this one, I actually got bugs on this one because they thought it was a localization bug, that we had a German name, that they thought that the German translation had snuck into the English.
Actually, that's what I thought the first time because I had no idea what the reference was to because I'm not familiar with it.
So yeah, so basically when we were first starting pre-production on State of Decay 2, Brian and Foggy and I were the designers on it, and we had all just started watching Attack on Titan. And one of the inspirations for having the flare gun be how you summon people in multiplayer was the fact that they used flare guns in Attack on Titan to communicate over long distances. And so this is the first line of the original, the only good opener for Attack on Titan. Says this at the beginning. I can't pronounce German. It's like Seisin des Essen und wir sind die Jäger or something like that. So it's the good theme. All of the themes since then for Attack on Titan have just been the worst. But this is like I would actually be bouncing in my seat on the bus listening to this music. So I wanted to do a reference to that.
There's a quick question.
We've only got 3 minutes left.
Okay, let's finish up.
Let's barrel through them fast. Okay, yep. Citizen Z, character in Z Nation. Mercy Hospital, the setting of Left 4 Dead. Men Without Hats, band from the 80s. Total Eclipse of the Heart. It's another heart pun.
Oh, Bonnie Tyler.
And another number 2 Bonnie Tyler references. So we got 2 Bonnie Tyler references, 2 Guns N' Roses references. We are serious about our 80s music. I Am the Law, Judge Dredd reference. The Next Generation, Star Trek reference, and originally, actually, we had another achievement in our plan, which was going to be if you brought somebody through 2 entire legacies and started a 3rd one, then you'd get Voyager. So you'd start with The Next Generation and then move on to Voyager. Skip Deep Space Nine because it just didn't make any sense. Cargo Cult, historical reference to a phenomenon.
Love this one, by the way.
This is like in Melanesia during World War II. There were people who, entire societies who had not hardly any contact with the outside world, who suddenly the Japanese or American armies, military would come in, set up, bases there, call in bunches of supply drops from the air, and then eventually clear out and leave with no explanation. And so a lot of the people there, they're like, well, those supply drops were amazing. We need to make the supply drops come. And so they would actually build rituals and religions around making the supply drops come back and trying to imitate the things that the Japanese and American troops were doing to try to get them to come back. So this is for building a Clio relay at your home base, which is basically you building something you don't fully understand in order to try to attract supply drops from the outside. So it felt like a relevant reference. Human Contact, whatever, it's just playing with a human. Green Talon, this is for failing at Daybreak, and so it's like your Red Talon, only you suck. You're a Green Talon.
The first achievement I got when we launched Daybreak.
Yeah, exactly. With my account, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Get Used to Disappointment, of course, Princess Bride quote. That was it. This is easy. The idea is for this to pop up when you've beat your first wave in Daybreak. This thing just pops up, and the whole idea is to say, like, oh wow, that first wave that was really easy to defeat, and then you're about to get pummeled later on.
Something's weird with the percentages because I guarantee more people than 2.3% of gamers.
I don't know. I don't know what the penetration of Daybreak was, but yeah,
that's true.
There might be a problem there. Be My Bodyguard. That's getting to the 3rd wave in a session of Daybreak without the technician taking damage. Of course, it's a Paul Simon song. Is that song called "Call Me Al" or is it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So "Call Me Al." I love that video, by the way, with Chevy Chase and Paul Simon.
One of the classics.
I love that thing. I watched that all the time as a kid. Let's see here. Let's just get through here. The Infinite Sea.
This is obscure.
This is really obscure. So one of my daughter's favorite books, post-apocalyptic books, is the 5th Wave by Rick Yancey. And so the next book, you think maybe it would be called the 6th Wave. It's not. It's called the Infinite Sea. So if you get to the 6th Wave in Daybreak, you get an achievement called the Infinite Sea. That doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Magnificent Seven, surviving 7 zombie waves, and the Magnificent Seven is about defending a town from outside invaders. The Pledge. So we got 2 achievements about getting prestige. We got one called the Pledge and one called the Turn, and these are references to the movie The Prestige, where these are the phases of a magician's trick: first the Pledge, then the Turn, then the Prestige. And
amazing movie.
Seriously amazing movie. One of my favorites. Head to Toe So Player. You know that one? That's a musical reference. It's to a very recent song called 24 Karat Magic by
Guaranteed
Bruno.
I have not heard
Bruno
of it.
Mars. Yeah, so my kids were into it. And actually, Nerdwriter did a big analysis of it that I watched on YouTube. So I got into the song from that. But yeah, so it's just it's a song about being rich and having a lot of stuff. And so this is, if you get 24 bags of dropped items on the ground, then it's head to toe so player.
Gotcha.
Just a nibble. So there's 2 achievements that don't seem like they make any sense. Just a nibble and this bite looks infected. Bite spelled B-Y-T-E. These are both like obscure programmer jokes that I worked out with Nico, who is the programmer who is helping implement the Daybreak achievements. Basically, this is this number in binary. That's 15. So if you get 15 Clio drops, then you get the just a nibble. And nibble is half a byte. It's 4 bits.
All of our nerd horns just turned into nerd antlers.
Yeah, no,
by the way.
it was ridiculous. Yeah, so that's the number 15, which the number 15 is that's the biggest number that can be represented by a nibble, which is a unit of
quick.
of data. Oh, sorry, day broken. That's just a joke, a pun. We don't need no education. Of course, Pink Floyd reference, flawless victory, Mortal Kombat reference, and then if we go to locked ones, we've got what is this? Okay. Shut up, whatever, that's nothing. In-store thing is just a jargon, business jargon. Horde mode. This is a pun by Lewis. I believe that Lewis provided this pun. Lewis Moore, famous punster around the office.
Yes.
This is just for collecting a bunch of stuff. Forgot my breeches, another pun. I think this one was mine, though. I was all by myself. Secret track on the Dookie album by Green Day. This song was actually called I Was Alone, but I Was All By Myself is my favorite line from it, so that's what that is. Conservation of splatter, science joke. Moral high ground is mine. This is a Doctor Who joke. He's talking about the fact that he doesn't carry a gun. The people outside the TARDIS have guns. He doesn't have a gun. And he's like, I might get shot in the head, but the moral high ground is mine.
Okay.
So this is this is for winning the 4th wave without guns.
Gotcha.
Enemy at the Gates, sniper movie, Jude Law and Ed Harris, very good movie, and Joseph Fiennes. Citizens First, Soldiers Second, Deus Ex, deep cut. This is a line by the quartermaster Sam Carter, who is one of the good guys who helps you turn against your bosses.
Wow.
And early on in the game, he reminds you that you're citizens first and soldiers second.
I remember that now. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what that is. If you build it, they will come. Field of Dreams reference. And the reason I was thinking of it was because Whitney Field, which is one of the bases in the game, originally, internally, we called it the Field of Dreams. And that was its name. So we wanted to make a Field of Dreams reference. Speedy Delivery, Mr. Rogers reference. May he rest in peace. Be Still My Dog of War. Lord Humongous from The Road Warrior says this. When somebody gets killed...
Be still my dog of war.
Yeah, his punk buddy wants to go and attack immediately. Yeah. He's like, no, be still my dog of war. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder, I know that song.
Mediocre. Immortan Joe from Fury Road. Guilty Spark. So this is for getting 343 total zombie waves. So 343 Guilty Spark is the name of a character in Halo.
I do want to go get tacos already, but we're well past time. That's why I sped Jeffrey up.
Yeah, so we're going super fast now. My Own Private Army, weird, obscure movie reference. My Own Private Idaho, starring Keanu Reeves and River Phoenix, 1991. That Bite Looks Infected is the other half of that programmer joke. Never Forget the Medic. This is a very deep cut music reference. Tech 9 has a song called Technicians that has a line, Never Forget the Medic.
That is...
in it. And this is about healing the technician.
Really, really, really out there.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I've never heard that song before in my life before I was Googling to find something about healing a technician. And I found it, though, so that's pretty cool. Thanks, Google. The Turn, it's the other half of the Prestige thing. Others in Whites is the biggest zombie killing achievement. So that's, of course, what they call the zombies in Game of Thrones. Sleep All Day, Out All Night. This is from Funk 49. So again, I was trying to Google to find the number 49 in a song that seemed relevant to Daybreak. So I found Funk 49, which begins with the line Sleep All Day, Out All Night.
There we go.
And I was amazed. I'd never heard of the song before, but I mentioned it, and Brant's like, I know that song.
Yes.
Because he was born the year it came out. So you probably heard it a bunch when you were a kid.
Ancient. I am.
That's all the achievements. And so if you were wondering where some of these weird names came from, that's it. We are like 5 minutes over time. Are there any last minute questions we should answer before we go?
Any chance you will make it so the game doesn't end when you complete a legacy, but instead gives you the chance to move on to a new map?
The issue with a legacy is that it gives you the impression, a lot of times the story gives you the impression that you have made some major change to the world, like you're in charge now. and we don't really have the story set up to support that. So we kind of have to leave the map, whenever that happens. But I mean, we do let you keep all those characters, so you can start out again somewhere else. Thing is, we really wanted the game to have an end point where where people, especially who wanted to feel like they'd finished something, could have the credits play and then really start over with the most fun part of the game. Because the most fun part of the game, at least for us, isn't when you are completely in charge of everything. You've satisfied all of your needs and everything's easy. The fun part of the game is when you're struggling and you've got almost nobody and you don't know where your next meal is going to come from. So we wanted to try to drive people back into that experience again.
Guys, we have lots and lots of questions, but we're going to have to hold those over till next time.
I didn't think we were going to be able to fill an entire stream with the achievements, but apparently that took a long time. So
Well, because you and I can tend to wander.
I guess that's
well.
true.
But
We'll be back next week, and so, any questions you have, please bring them back to us. We'd love to have you. If you're following us for the first time on YouTube, please stick with us, and we'd love to have you guys back next week. We're glad we're finally streaming live on that platform, so, do that.
thanks so much, everyone, for hanging out with us. We, as usual, always appreciate everything you guys do for us, all your participation. It helps us make the game better. It makes us very excited about coming in and seeing all you guys every time. And thanks for sticking with us, because we've got more on the way. We just can't talk about it right now.
Yeah, so hopefully, again, go back and play the game. Let us know if the audio issue is not fixed.
Yes,
we
please.
really want to know
That
that.
audio issue, like I said before, at the beginning of the stream, extremely difficult to actually figure out what was causing it. So if 4.2 didn't address it for you, please let us know through the Discord app.
Cool. So,
And
thanks a lot.
I'm gonna try and figure out how to stop this
Which is that
awkward-
button right there.
awkward sign. This button?
Stop streaming.
This
No.
button?
Yeah, not exit.
That button?
This one. Right there.
We love you guys. Take care.
Bye.
Oh,
That's fine.
wait.